Hey guys, Mystic Gem here today, and right now I have a review for you of a game I recently purchased called Overdosed, A Trip to Hell. It's a fast-paced, top-down twin-stick shooter with roguelike elements, and the theme of the game to me is what makes it really interesting, because basically it's about a guy who's taken an experimental hallucinogen, and he is seeing all kinds of freaking monsters coming at him that he obviously needs to destroy with his infinite ammo Uzis. The game creators say they got inspiration from Hotline Miami. Really, the aiming and walking system is about the only similarity, but basically this game has two game modes. I'll start off with the adventure mode first, since that does seem to be the primary game mode. You have a series of 5 levels, large levels, that have randomly generated maps, and on each level you have a series of objectives you need to complete, like flipping switches, shutting down enemy spawn points, or defeating a boss. There are power-ups for you to find in the form of more drugs, basically, that can either help you out or screw you over and distort your vision if you don't do the minigame right, which I find pretty entertaining. This game does have roguelike elements though, so when you die, you do go back to the very beginning. You do keep your cash and you keep some upgrade points that you earn throughout your play, so that way you spend those with the merchant in the beginning of the game and go through it with upgrades and hopefully get further. The second game mode in this game is survival mode. Very traditional survival mode, much smaller map. You have enemies spawning in waves. Every time you get through a wave, you get a brief rest. There are health pickups and ability to purchase weapons throughout the map, so that you can keep dominating these waves. Each of these game modes does have 2 areas that you can play in that have different distinct enemies and a different aesthetic. I just bought this game on a whim because the price is right, and I thought the theme of the game, the drug theme, was pretty interesting to me. I haven't seen a top-down shooter with that type of theme, so I thought I would go for it. I think this game is definitely worth the $7 cost. If you're looking for something new to play, a dark game that's not necessarily a horror survivor shooter, then this is probably a really good game for you. This game could potentially occupy your time for several hours, maybe dozens of hours, if you don't mind doing the same thing repeatedly. The maps do generate differently every time, but ultimately you are doing the same thing a lot, so I know that won't appeal to some players. But for $7, I mean, come on, it's worth it to give it a try. If you don't like it immediately, try to get a refund on it, of course, but to me, it's worth it. I'm definitely going to be putting some more time into this game, and it definitely amused me for a while already, so I think it's worth my $7. Overall, I give this game a 6 out of 10. It's not a great, amazing game, but it doesn't try to be anything that it's not. It doesn't do anything and fail at it. It's just a simple survival roguelike game, top-down shooter, and it does that well. Having the 2 game modes was very smart, adds a lot of replay value and overall value to the game. So for the value for the price, I would actually say that this game is an 8 out of 10. Very cheap game, could give you plenty of hours of gameplay. The survival mode, probably fun to trade off with a friend and, take turns handling the controller. So yeah, I would say definitely pick up this game if it sounds like the premise is interesting to you, and I really don't think you regret it. Again, the game is Overdosed, A Trip to Hell. This has been Mystic Gem. Peace.